Yes. Can you hear me in the back? All right, I'm going to use a mic. I normally don't use a mic, but I've been asked to use a mic. We're actually filming this. No pressure. We don't video on it. But so first of all, welcome. Thank you all. I hope you had a delightful couple of hours this morning here at Francis Parker School. My name is Kevin Yaley. I'm the head of school at Francis Parker School. I absolutely love this community. I'm an unabashed fan of Parker. I've been here 17 years. I've been the head of school for the last 8, and I'm staying as long as I can because there's no better place to be. So thank you all for coming. I want to start with an apology and with a thank you. So the apology is for the parking. If you had to park on the street, across the street, over at County Ed, my apologies and my thanks for you kind of making your way here. The good news is that that big 3-acre hole that you may have seen in the middle of campus, if in fact you choose Parker next year, you'll be able to enjoy a beautiful underground parking structure with an amazing Heart of Campus Student Center on top of it. So that is my apology. My thanks to the parents, the grandparents, to the guardians. You being here is because you know the value of education. And there's no greater gift you can give your child than education. So my thanks, my personal thanks for you, because I know how much it matters to you. So as you can imagine, as head of school, I get asked a lot of questions. But one question I get asked often is why Parker? So I'm going to go ahead and try to answer that briefly by saying 3 things. And as I speak, I want you to check if what I have to say resonates with the experience you just had as you listened, as you observed, as you engaged in our community. So here's what I would say, why Parker? First of all, because Parker students are prepared. Academic excellence is the floor. They absolutely will be and are prepared for what is beyond Parker. We don't ever take that for granted. That is our top priority. We want our kids to be able to write. We want them to be able to write persuasively. We want to be able to think critically. We want to be able to speak confidently so that when they do graduate, they have opportunity to go off and do great things. But that's not all at Parker. We also say that our kids are prepared academically for college, but for what lies beyond. Our namesake, Colonel Francis Parker, who was one of the great 19th century educational minds, he said this. He said, the work of the school should be defined by the needs of society. And the greatest need of society is good citizens. And those words resonate with us today. So besides the academic excellence, we also want to partner with parents to make sure that our kids are prepared insofar as they can engage in the conversation of what is right, what is fair, and what is just. We want our kids to be prepared so that they know that they are citizens of a global society. Whether you think the world's getting bigger or it's getting smaller, we are members of a global society. And so we want our kids to know that not only am I part of something greater than myself, but I want to be a leader within that new world. So the first thing I'm going to say to you about Parker is kids are prepared. Here's the second thing I say when people ask why Parker. Kids are known, and they're valued. At Parker, you're not valued because of what you're going to become. You're valued because of who you are. Your talents, your diversity, your insights, your perspectives, your individuality. That is valued, that is celebrated, and our role is simple. It is to help every individual child become the best self they can. Our second headmistress, Ethel Dummer, this is what she would say to faculty: your job is simple. All we need to do is believe in every child, so much so that they believe in themselves. So the second answer to the question, why Parker? They're known and they're valued. And the third, because at Parker, students are part of a community of students and parents, of faculty and staff, of grandparents and alumni. But it's a community that not only cares about each other, it is a community that will stand up for one another and stand up for those who cannot stand for themselves. So, what did you experience today? I hope a little bit of the reason why I believe Parker is special. These kids are prepared, these kids are known, and these kids are part of a special community. In fact, what we often say about Parker is we're not just a community, we're a family. So thank you for listening to me. Thank you for being here. And I have the absolute honor of handing the mic over to Dr. Monica Gillespie. So But before I do that, let me just tell you a little bit about her because she probably won't mention anything about herself. She's brand new to the community, you would never know it. When we had an opening for a head of upper school, I did a national search, and I made one commitment. I am going to find the absolute best fit for Parker. I am going to pat myself on the back, because I did an amazing job. So please, if you will, I welcome Dr.
So, you know it's a great fit when, just wait till you hear how I speak about Parker. And we did not coordinate our talks, because when something is real and authentic, it's the same every time you hear it. So after listening to Mr. Yaley, I'm always filled with gratitude that I have the privilege of being part of a school that puts students first and truly lives into its mission and values every day. And I hope you have that sense of that. I also appreciate the opportunity to speak with you about the upper school and sharing with you how we live into our mission and our core values. After your morning of meeting our talented faculty, seeing them in action, meeting our great students, learning more about our program, our academics, the arts, athletics, robotics, global trips, community engagement, and clubs, the list goes on and on. And it's an exciting day for Parker because you're here. So thank you so much for being here. I'd like to begin by answering the same question Mr. Yaley asked. And I'd imagine that you're thinking this, both students, prospective students and parents. So why Parker? As I share my response to this question, I encourage you to think about what you want for your children, and students, what you're imagining for yourselves. First, why Parker? I just have a few big items. We understand and appreciate adolescents. Simply put, we love teenagers. We love them. We love them through all their imperfections because we share those imperfections. That's why we're here. So you definitely want your teenagers with folks who love teenagers because not everyone can see their beauty the way we do. And we're so really appreciative to have that time in that journey. So we see it as a gift. We are also unswerving. We never move off our mark. Our commitment to their intellectual, social, and emotional growth and their well-being. We, the faculty and staff, have the courage, and believe me, it takes courage and dedication to do what's best for our students. We know that this is our calling and this is our passion. And this is something that we see. We have the long view. Many of us have been in education for a long time. We've raised children of our own, and we know that it is the long view and the everyday experiences that make for the best experience in life and successful children. We also intentionally create an environment where students thrive as learners, classmates, and members of the larger community. And most importantly, what Mr. Yaley said, our students are known, they are valued, and they are respected. They are known, they are valued, and they are respected. So just a few areas to focus on. First is purpose, and I've just recently written a bit about this topic. Because we understand and appreciate adolescents, we know that we must provide the support and guidance that they need to find their purpose. It can be broader and more general, but we know we must do this because the only way they will be able to make a meaningful difference in the world is if they understand their purpose. Teenagers with a clear purpose, when they have this, a stable and intention of something that they will want to do in their lives, thrive. And this work is grounded in, I don't know if you know of the work of Professor William Damon. He's at the Stanford Center on Adolescence, and his center has done years and years and years of research on adolescence. At Parker, we are intentional in everything we do. We base our decisions on what's best for students and best practice. We're not just taking wild guesses here. We are focused on doing what is best, and we do the hard work of implementing that. As you might imagine, if you see our students, you'll have a chance to spend some time with them. Anyone in here an alum? Yay, there you go. That's Parker. Longview, and you're back. So there you have it. Because we're unswerving in our commitment to their growth, we're able to create an environment where truly this research is supported. And it's important to hear that, I think. When young people shape their identities with strongly held values and commitments to things larger than themselves, they can build robust identities and clear senses of direction as they construct their future lives. Adolescents need to have purpose. They need to have purpose to thrive, and we are focused on that. How do we do this? How do we encourage purpose? You're like, okay, you can have my children. Let's work on this, right? Well, we do a lot of things. I'm going to highlight just briefly community engagement, which is one way students can find meaning in their lives. There are many ways. This is just one example. So our students, in addition to the hundreds of hours that they have already completed in community engagement in the first 2 months of school, they have also, dozens of our students worked with Interact and Rotary. So we partner with the public entities that are serving others down to Mexico with Project Mercy and constructed 4 homes and worked on those projects. Our grade 9 students were here in this space watching a documentary on homelessness with both the gentleman featured in the film as the homeless person and the filmmaker, and it was very present, and they were there with him. They also went on an overnight retreat to Yacumba, and they're learning about global, border issues, which if you have the Scribe, which is an amazing magazine, Maddie will go on and on about it. That's the topic they tackle in this first issue, so shout out. We also donate a lot of blood, a lot of food, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, literally, to support those in need, and that is also part of serving, and it is also how students find purpose. And we have a community engagement board. Those are students, and they will be teaching us about melanoma, about supporting medically fragile children, supporting children on the autism spectrum, and families who are affected by food insecurity in a respectful way that honors the dignity of all. Because that is actually a gift for us to serve and learn from others, and our students will share more about that. So I'm not exaggerating when I say we work on finding purpose. And if you ever find yourself doubting that the future's bright, any of you have that feeling at all? Kind of worried? All right, just spend some time with Parker students, and you will know that the future is bright. And that is really part of why we love teenagers. Why Parker? We have purpose, and we also provide opportunities. We intentionally create an environment where our students will thrive by choice and challenge. And we are focused on high achievement, not perfection. We don't want perfectionism, shuts down students' learning. High achievement builds it up. What does high achievement mean? It means you learn, you try, you fail, you try again. You learn, you try, you fail, you try again, and you achieve. And that cycle of high achieving is what lets kids stick their necks out. They go out and they try things. They are not worried about having everything just so. Kids who work on having everything just so stop taking chances. And so we're working very hard, and it is hard work because that is a constant undercurrent that we are experiencing with adolescents. So we are focused on that. Our academic program is very robust. We could go on. I'm sure you heard about the myriad of opportunities. But it's not just like our classroom. It's certainly our beautiful learning spaces that you saw here. But our classroom, where students learn best, can be anywhere. It can be outside. It can be in our community garden. It can be in the desert. It can be on a mountain. It can be in a global trip in a village, in a city. It can be down at the border. So we focus on where students learn best and provide those opportunities inside and outside the classroom. And this is how we build academic excellence. We want them to be intellectually curious, and they are, as you meet our students, and they'll have a passion for learning. So in terms of our students growing learning, we talk about opportunities. So I would say if you go and visit one of our classes, you might be studying the house on Mango Street and songs that bring out the themes. In an AP class discussion I visited, they were talking about culture, norms, and biases related to the 1980s AIDS epidemic. Light waves and polar lenses, and just a few of the ways that we're challenging our students. And our teachers are facilitating their learning. So choice and challenge, it happens both in the offerings and every day in the classroom. And also there's no back row, Parker. Students, raise your hand if you have a class that has more than 20 students, where you are now. You don't have to put your hands down, you do not need to raise your hands now. But maybe on a few occasions have you just hope that everyone looks past you and you're just kind of doing your thing. So there's no back row because when I visit classes, I get called on. So the same for you. There's no back row and partner because when you choose, if you were to choose Parker, you're choosing to learn. And everyone will embrace that. And we want you to be curious. We also know that you need to be valued and you need to be supported and you need to ask questions and you need to be seeking. So parents, if that's what you're looking for your child, if you want your child to grow and learn and be challenged, this is the place for you. And you're getting a sense of that. So please, when you come, if you do a shadow day, students, really pay attention to what it's like in that classroom because that's what it's like in that classroom. And so you're part of that learning experience there. Why Parker number 3? And this gets back to what Mr. Yaley shared. Because of our commitment to purpose, yes, the opportunities a bazillion, as my kids would say, but most importantly because of community. At Parker, our students are known, valued, and loved. These are not just words. This is how we live. When I said that we love teenagers and when I said we have the courage to do what's best for students, that's what I'm talking about. We have a deep commitment, an abiding commitment. It's why actually I came to Parker. When I heard what Mr. Yaley said, when I came to campus, I was wanting to be sure it's real. I just kept thinking, there's no way there's a place like this. I mean, I've been in some good schools. And at every turn and in every conversation, it was very clear to me that this is where our spirit, our center of our community resides, in our diverse community. And so I think that is something that you will find that is not just words. So students who have a sense of purpose, they have the opportunities, they have the choice and challenge, that's great. But they will only thrive if they're known, valued, and respected. You must have that third part, and I think that is a huge reason why Parker is so outstanding. And if you know Brene Brown, she's a social scientist, writes a lot in this area. So she talked to a group of 8th graders, not Parker 8th graders, but they probably could be, any 8th graders. Belonging is somewhere you want to be, and they want you. Fitting in is being somewhere you want to be, but they don't care one way or the other. Belonging is being accepted for you. Fitting in is being accepted for being like everyone else. If I get to be me, I belong. If I have to be like you, I fit in. At Parker, our students don't fit in. At Parker, our students, they belong. And because of this, they have a true connection. And as Brown continues, the energy that exists, this connection that's critical to students thriving, is that they know they're seen, they're heard, they're valued. They know they can give and receive without judgment. Students, it doesn't mean no grades. Grades help you learn and get feedback about that, but no judgment, which means you matter, your worth is never on the line, and we want you to grow. And where you actually build strength in that relationship. So I'm sure you saw that as well. How many of you observed the interactions between students and students in Parker faculty and staff, just as you were going around? That's real. So when I say it's real, like we were queuing up Central Casting from Hollywood today. This is it, this is Parker. Although we don't always have the band rocking us out in that buffet, but it is nice, so maybe we should do that. And so as you might imagine, creating an upper school where students find their purpose, have amazing opportunities, and are known, valued, and respected requires exceptional educators who are dedicated to doing what is best for students and who design programs that are intentional and aligned with our values. At this time, it is my great pleasure to introduce Carrie Dillmore, who is our grade level dean for 9th grade, who will speak about how we create community and ensure that we are living into our mission. So thank you again for being here today.
Hello, thank you for coming. Shout out to my magicians I saw a little earlier in math class as well. So as 9th grade dean, I would love to share with you what deans do in general, and then we'll talk about community and how we do the what that was just described. So there's a grade level dean for each of our classes. So we have a 9th grade dean, a 10th grade dean, there's an 11-12 dean, And the 11-12 dean also has the college counselors. In fact, we're actually one big group together. The deans and the college counselors, we work together, we train together, and we have the similar message that goes through. We know what students need in 9th grade to be successful then in 10th grade, to be successful then in 11th grade, to be successful in 12th grade, and then beyond. We are a step-by-step set of assistants for you. We want to make sure that you feel supported along the way. The students are supported by teachers, faculty, staff, coaches, anyone that's on our campus. But we also, as the deans and college counselors, want to make sure that families, you know you're supported as well. It's not just the students, it's the entire family. Yet going back again to that word, family. So I would like to share with you job responsibilities in general for the class dean can be anywhere from those fun little discipline things, which, you know, dress code, tardies, and so on. That's such a small part of our jobs, though. Our students are wonderful. They do a very nice job. They treat each other well. They treat our teachers well, and vice versa. So the discipline side is this little sliver of our job in general. The much larger part of our job I can put under the umbrella of wellness. We look out for, you know, in my case, the wellness of the freshmen, and then so on throughout the other grades. Because wellness is so important to us. If things are moving the way that we anticipate and students are being challenged but feeling successful after, you know, those few iterations of perhaps some changes, we then can take care of those bigger picture items. So for instance, a big part of our job is taking care of the course academic planning. So we'll sit down each year, someone sits with you and we go through what classes to take, which is just wonderful because in each year you have a chance to take what was written in pencil in 9th grade and make some adjustments all the way through, because things that might sound good at age 14 might morph a little by the time you're 18, which is wonderful. We're hoping in all of the opportunities on our campus that new ideas start popping into the heads of our students, and perhaps they follow different paths through. And we're there to support them every single step of the way. So we have that academic planning piece, but for us, we zoom out and say, well, if wellness is our issue, and if we can keep everyone happy and healthy and feeling like they're a big part of our community, then that academic planning piece is actually quite simple. Truthfully, the hardest part, and I don't know if you've had a chance to see all of our offerings, the toughest part of academic planning is making choices, which that's a great problem to have. We offer so many choices for each of our subject areas that's the most difficult part. So again, that's why we're there to help you along the way. Then another part of our job as deans is just support in general. We're part of the student support team, which also has the nurse, it has our clinical psychologist that works here at the school, it has admissions, it has our deans, it has our college counselors, it has our head of the upper school, and I'm hoping not missing anyone, but we create a safety net. I like to think it's an invisible safety net that flies under the students, and most students don't even know we're there, which is great. But when someone needs it, we're there to catch them, and we're there to help. And with that powerful team, we can put together a plan that starts empowering the student and getting everyone back to that idea of wellness. So we have a lot going on in the upper school that sometimes the families don't even see, which is great, but when someone needs something, we're there. We of course also love to celebrate our students. So we have other ways that, you know, we can nominate students for awards. We do shout outs at class meetings. We do quite a bit too in that feeling of success and happiness and wellness in our schools. Then in addition, we create community, which sometimes community can just kind of magically happen, but ours has a very rigid structure. Well, rigid's maybe the wrong word for it, but there's a structure, and it's a well thought out program. So to make community happen, we have the same values in common with everyone in our community. These are our pillars. These ideas are things that we all believe in, because then we can start moving forward and making connections with each other as a community. The second thing is we spend time together. We make sure in a variety of ways that there is just time. In fact, I have a theory that so many of our students are actually so busy because some of it, they just want to spend time with each other, and they think this is a good idea, so I'll go do this, and then something else is a good idea, so I'll go do that. So we have very involved students, and I like to think that they're making memories, and that's so important to us here on campus. We don't want to be the school where you show up, you go to your classes, you open books, you close books, and that's your memory of high school. We want to offer much more than that, and we do. I can't wait till you hear from our students because they're the experts, and you'll hear they do such a wide variety of activities that I think you'll see, families, you'll see yourselves in some aspect of our school life. And finally, we do have some programming, actually quite a few programs that we put into place to also make that community aspect more solid, and it's very purposeful. So we do have an orientation for all the freshmen that come in. We even do a special piece just for the new students, and we bring everyone on board. We have class meetings, town halls, we have clubs. I want to say 62 clubs this year, but I might be off by a couple, but we have several clubs students can join. Students actually can even create their own clubs, so if there's not something of interest, you're welcome to propose a club as well. We have teams, performance groups, and the list goes on and on. That's in addition to the classes that we offer. You know, you can find common interests amongst people who just enjoy taking some of the same classes as you do. ASB offers a wide variety of events all throughout the year. They might be the busiest ASB I've ever seen, but to our benefit, we create community by spending more time together doing things like these events. Homecoming was just last week, and wow, was it successful. So maybe ask our ASB rep about that as well. We have special days that we take time out. Homecoming week was, for instance, we don't just do a homecoming game and that's it. We have an entire week of fun planned. So that'll be fun for you to maybe learn some of those events as well. We even have a purposeful diversity day. So though we can have the fun time together, we also have the time where there's fun with the learning intermixed. We have the interim program that you may have heard a little bit about with the global issue or global trips. So our teachers take a week off of their traditional teaching, and we get to create our own classes based on our interests. So there have been some fantastic physics classes, there was a Shakespeare class, there's a community service class, there's all kinds of things that go on there, but in addition, the 9th grade spends the entire week going over, and we spend it together, again, that building community, the time together, and we go through I'll call them the pillars that our community rests upon, and we really value certain aspects of learning that don't necessarily fit into the English class and the math class. You know, so we dove into some ethics talks, we dove into leadership training, and the list goes on and on. I don't want to stretch it out too much, but just know that we value all different sorts of learning, what you can learn in a textbook and what you can learn through experience, and that's one of the many we offer. Also for our new students, because that's, you know, if we kind of zoom back into where you might be, we offer 5 to 6 programs just in the summer alone to help you feel, actually I even say 5 to 7 programs to help you feel like you are slowly but surely really becoming a part of this community. You know the things that we feel you need to know, because learning everything at once can be overwhelming, so we just do little pieces at a time. We answer questions all throughout the summer, and we have informative sessions and fun sessions. So we like to do a mix of everything there. But you can hear, I'm hoping, that we definitely take the time to get to know our students. We like them to get to know each other. We value our students. As a dean, I'm the central hub of perhaps all various types of communication. The teachers contact me, the parents can contact me, the coaches can contact me, the students can contact me, and then I can go back out the other way as well. So together I just help coordinate and organize so that every child feels known on our campus. We want them to find a place here where they really feel like they belong. And we are the type of program or type of school where if you have a program idea and it can make sense within the scope of what we offer, we'll create it. So we're not stuck to, you know, these 4 items, we can expand. So if you have some creative ideas, we would love to hear them, and we could possibly make that happen for you too. So with all of that, one of my big messages for the freshmen is always make those memories. get here on campus, experience what we have to offer, take some risks. I think you'll hear from the panel that sometimes just going out for something you had no idea you'd enjoy ended up being a pivotal moment in life too, or just something that was really fun. So make memories is one of the biggest messages I send to my freshmen. So if you're interested in making some memories, we'd love to have you here at Francis Parker School. Thank you. I would love to. It is my honor to introduce you to the Dean of College Counseling. This is Mrs. Terry Devine. Thank you.
I'll be brief because the people that you really want to hear from are sitting over here. My name is Terry Devine. As Carrie said, I am the Dean of College Counseling here at Parker. Welcome. I hope you have enjoyed your day. I was thinking about the fact that as you're sitting here, what you're thinking about, you're trying to find sort of that right fit and that sense of belonging that Dr. Gillespie spoke of. And our seniors are in that same place right now because they're launching onto the next step from here, right? So just like you're trying to say, is this the right academic place? Is this the right social fit? Financially, does this make sense? All those pieces of the puzzle, do I belong, is really the key piece of all of that. And just like I hope you feel that at Parker, that's what our seniors, when you hear from them, that's that feeling that they're trying to get right now when they're visiting college campuses and meeting with college reps that come here to Parker. It's such a special feeling, right, that you get when you walk on a campus. So how do we do all of that? Well, here at Parker, we have a lot of programming that we put in place to help these students as they're trying to find that fit. One of the big things is we have about 175 different college reps that are going to come and meet with our students right here on campus. And that's different and unique at a school like ours. First of all, that we have college counselors in the school. You should know that in the public schools here in California, you're looking at caseloads at the public schools of around 900 students to one counselor. And that's a personal counselor, career counselor, college counselor, bus duty expert. That's that role, right? So we are very fortunate that we have 4 full-time college counselors here at Parker with a class size of about 130. So we are there throughout the process. We are providing programming, everything from a case study program for our junior families, where they can sit down with college reps and be walked through mock applications and decide who gets admitted and who gets denied and who gets waitlisted. We do college funding night to help people understand how we pay for college. How does this all happen? We do programming for sports and arts. So everything that we can along the way to make sure that students have all the information that they need and that parents have the information is critically important to us. So we partner with those deans to make sure that the academic piece is always right in line. So as they're making choices for different courses, those are going to line up to what they want when they hit that senior year. So we're pretty fortunate that we have some really, really great programming in place. But you should also, just some takeaways that I want you to know as you're looking at different opportunities that are out there. 100% of our students are admitted to 4-year colleges and universities. They graduate here, they have exceeded the UC and CSU requirements because we require 5 academic courses every year, and that's a difference that you're going to see in other schools. So our students are taking English, math, science, history, foreign language. Those are required that they take those and recommended all 4 years. So when they're graduating, they are really at a leg up against those other applicants that have only had 3 years of something or 2 years of something. But those are the minimum graduation requirements that you can graduate from here in California. But those are not college entrance requirements. So it's a big disconnect, but our kids never have to worry about that because we're guiding them through those things. You should also know that we do host a number of events here with our college partners. We are very fortunate that we have very great connections with those colleges, and they like to spend time here at Parker, and we love to have them. We also have our students that are graduating from here. So if you think about last year's class of 117 students in the class, so they were accepted to 184 different colleges throughout the US and around the world, and they attended nearly 70 different colleges in 20 states. So it's fun for us as college counselors because these young people look far and wide for that sense of belonging. And we're excited because we get to find out about all these wonderful places and go on that journey with them. So we're very grateful that we have these wonderful young people that we get to work with. So a couple of things that are different with Parker that you may not find other places. The grade level dean model is unique to Parker. Having someone that's partnering with us and with the college counselors all throughout is a wonderful thing for us because we know those students have all the academic advising that they need, as well as all the support that they need. And in addition, we have our own in-house test preparation program here at Parker. It's open to everyone. It's less expensive than what families will find on the outside, and it's the best you can find. And it is available to everyone. It's right here at school. So it really does help our kids not have to leave and go other places. Also, that all of our college counselors have also been in the admissions offices at many different universities. So as a former director of admission, I know what it's like to sit and read those applications, and I know what's going to resonate in an essay. In the past, I've also been the president of our professional association. I had the opportunity to work closely with the Obama administration during their Reach Higher initiative. We were developing college curriculum throughout the United States. So it's been a real pleasure to be here at Parker. This is my 12th year here. And I'm not going anywhere with Mr. Yaley. If he goes, I go. But we love it here, and we really hope that you'll find your sense of belonging here as well. So I really want to bring our seniors up and all of our students. We have seniors plus Thank you so much, and here are the.
All right, so you need to turn your microphone on and switch it up. You guys know how it works. You're on it? Okay, first of all, quick introduction, name, grade, when you came to Parker, and a few things you're involved with, and we'll bounce through and then move on.
Hello everyone, my name is Emily Potts and
Nika went at the same time. The junior, go ahead.
Hi.
You start? Yeah.
I'm Nico Talenti. I'm the only junior on this panel. And I came here as a freshman, and I'm really involved in soccer, and this year I joined surf team. And, yeah.
Hi, my name is Jula Harrington. I'm a senior this year. I've been going to Parker since junior kindergarten, so this is my 14th year here. I am the ASB president, which is our student government. I play varsity basketball, and I manage our football team here.
Hi, I'm David Barrett. I'm also a senior. I've also been here since JK with Jula. Sports, I play both beach and indoor volleyball for 4 years now. And I'm also part of Parker Pep Band, which is the rock band that plays at all the sporting games, and classical guitar. So that's what I do.
And shout out because our beach or sand volleyball team won our conference championship. So big shout out there too.
Hi, I'm Maddie McGrath. I'm also a senior. I came to Parker in 7th grade, and I am co-captain of the varsity sailing team, which I've been on since freshman year. I'm editor-in-chief of the student-run magazine, The Scribe, which had a table out on the lawn earlier this morning. And I am also involved in a lot of photography at school. So.
Hi everyone, I'm Mahiba Masih and I'm a senior too. At school I'm involved in the Science Olympiad team and the Chamber Music Club, and outside of school I participate in martial arts.
Hello everyone, my name is Emily Potts and I am also a senior. I came to Parker in 7th grade, and some things I participate in, I am the chair of activities council on the ASB. I play violin and lance orchestra. In terms of sports, I cheer and play lacrosse. I'm also a mock trial, president of the National Honor Society, and I don't say this to say that I've been participating in too much. It's just because I absolutely love Parker, and I am not forced to be in any of this. I just love it so much.
We're here to say that, so thank you for being here. All right, one thing I want all panelists to answer this one. Something that you appreciate and value about Parker, and we don't have to go, no, you're gonna make the junior go first every time, aren't you? And I should clarify, ASB is our student government, so if you're not familiar with that term. Something that you appreciate about Parker, you wanna go first?
So when I joined freshman year, it was probably the longest out of my 3 years here, because I think it's always hard to get to start seeing new people everywhere, and it's a new school, new environment. But what I really enjoy about Parker is that by year 2, and especially by year 3, you really get to know everyone, and you get to say hi to people in the halls, and everyone values you, and everyone says hello, because it's a school that really, really, really cares. And I've been to a few different schools in Europe before, and this one really, Parker really made me feel welcomed from day one, and I really, really enjoyed spending my 3 years here so far.
Yeah, I'll agree with Nico. I think the connections that you make with people here are unique to Parker. The opportunities offered allow for you to get to know people in a lot of different ways. You can get to know people through sports teams or activities, but they're all unique bonds that you form with people, and also within your classes, because everything is structured so that you work together. You get to know people in really intimate ways that you wouldn't otherwise get to know them. So I think the connections that you form here are really unlike anything you get anywhere else.
Yeah, of course, I agree with everything they both said, but I'll also touch on the faculty and staff. It's not just the friends that you develop deep friendships with and you really get to know. The faculty and staff, they genuinely care about you, and they want you to do well, and you develop friendships, and they ask you how like your day's going. They don't care about school, they care about the sporting game last night. They care about what's going on with your family. They really genuinely care, and you feel that, and it really means a lot to me personally, and a lot to, I'm sure, everyone else here, that they really take the time to get to know you and to value that.
I really value the connections that I've formed between myself and my teachers, and I feel like a lot of the other people in this panel could say the same thing. David kind of touched on that already. But they're just so welcoming and approachable and just open to talking with you. If you need help in that subject, if you just need to talk, if you just need to chill out in the room during a free period because you've had a stressful day, they're open to anything, and they're the nicest people on this campus. And I can't say enough about them. They're amazing.
I agree with what everyone has said, but also I think the opportunities that we get at Parker, excuse me, I have a cough, but like the interim program, you can do an internship when you're a junior and senior, which I took opportunity of last year, and I'm doing it again this year, and so I think that's something really unique that I've seen only at Parker really in my experience, and I value that a lot.
Of course, I echo what everyone else has said here as well, but something that I would mention is that I really appreciate the kind of saying, going off of what Mahima said, the opportunities that Parker has. I came from a school, independent school in Virginia in 7th grade. I moved out here, my dad's in the military, and I immediately once I came to this campus, I felt like I belonged, which I think echoes what the administration and everyone said earlier. I felt like I was immediately a part of this campus and that people wanted me to be here. And I really appreciate that I have been able to have a chance to explore all of my passions, and no one has said, oh, you can only be in sports or you can only be in arts, but I've really had a chance to experience every bit of the Parker community and get a chance to try new things that I wouldn't have been able to at my previous school. And that's something that I definitely value about Parker and appreciate that that continues.
Thank you. So one of the ways with our panels is they don't receive questions in advance. So this morning I talked about purpose and how we work together to help you think about what might be meaningful for you in your life. From a general area, some of you have a little bit more narrow purpose as you've gone through your years. Can maybe just a couple of you talk about how an experience at Parker has helped shape your understanding of how you feel you'll make meaning of your lives?
So I came here not really knowing what I wanted to do with my life after I got out of school at all. I was pretty clueless. But in freshman year, is this too loud? Can people hear me? I don't really know how to speak into a microphone.
Nice and loud. Keep it up here because it's recorded.
Okay. So in freshman year, I I joined the Scribe, and I was a staff writer for that first year, and it sparked this love of journalism and design and just production of a quality magazine that people enjoy reading. And I have this love to this day, and I've just really now I know from having done the Scribe that I want to do something in journalism in my future. Like, I want to go into that as a career, all because of the experiences that I had my freshman year with our advisors. We're a student-run magazine, so we decide what goes in the magazine. We, of course, consult with Dr. Gillespie and our advisor, Ms. Anderson, and Ms. Renato over there. But it's entirely student-created, and that was just an amazing experience to be the one behind writing the articles and editing the articles and working with design and how it looks. And that's just such an amazing thing that I want to continue doing after high school and into college and beyond. So that's really given me a sense of drive.
Yeah, I said this in my introduction, but I manage our high school's football team. So from an outside perspective, that usually just looks like me filling water bottles and giving them to the team as they come off the field. But it's really been much more of an experience than that for me. This past season, we actually had our last game last night. We won. It was an upset game, so it was really exciting. But we haven't been winning a ton of games. Our record is 3-7. And it's taught me a lot about this community, especially because even if we're not winning every single game, there's still people coming out to every single game, and it shows so much about this community that we don't just value winning, but we value the community that our school fosters. And just managing the team has really taught me a lot about selflessness and gratitude for the opportunities that are presented to you and making the best of any given situation and finding the love and the happiness within that.
Thank you. And Jill's also one of our standout basketball players present at ASB. So having those roles where you're in a follower role, in a supporting role, and in a leadership role, that's not uncommon for any one student at Parker. So you don't just have sort of one slot. So I'm going to be mindful of the time. I have a final one for them, but does anyone have a question you'd love a straight talk from the student's answer? Because that's what you're going to get. Something you're wondering? They are real. This really is Parker. Not making it up.
Do you guys feel stressed? Like outside school, you feel like, oh, I'm so stressed, I have to do all these things, I have to achieve academically. Or do you feel chill? How do you feel?
So we're on a continuum of stress to chill. Let's take it. Nico, is Nico grab the mic?
Okay,
He's got it.
At the end of last year, the end of sophomore year, they were saying junior year is the hardest year. You're gonna like drowning in homework. Every night's gonna be so long. But I actually am doing surf team right now, and soccer season is about to start. And I actually find enough time to get all my homework done and get enough sleep. And that's also in part helped to the Learning Center, which is a key tool that we have at Parker, which is a special building over here that has teachers in there working with you at all blocks. Any block, anytime you need any help, you can sign up and you can go every day. Every time you need any homework help, you need test help, anything, and they really get you a lot of help that I didn't see in any other schools. And I go there every day, and I get all my homework done if I need, and then I have enough time to then go and play sports, or then maybe see friends, and then I can get all the hours of sleep I need. And honestly, right now I'm managing junior very well, thanks to the help that we get from the teachers and the Learning Center. And yeah.
So I will say, I mean, this is not easy. And so our students have periods, and I've spent time with students when they have a lot or it all is coming together. So when we talk about really supporting our students and their well-being, we don't turn away from that or say handle it on your own. So we are helping our students navigate times when they do actually hit that wall. Our seniors finishing their applications. Over 90% of our seniors have already applied for early action, early decision, and a group of our students have already been admitted to college. So we have a front-end loaded college process by choice for student choice. So that's a lot of the fall as well. I want to ask them, and so they'll stay here So I know you have questions and you want to hear from them. And I'm gonna let them stay and you all can come forward and just talk to our kids. One word, and Nico, you get to go first because they're gonna grab your word and you went first before. One word that comes to mind when you think about Parker.
Opportunity, 100%.
Way to go, you took the seniors' words. That's why I let you go first, buddy. Now they're thinking.
I think for me, especially because I've been here so long, I think family is the word I use.
It's kind of an aspect of family, but I'd say support.
Because it's literally the first thing that jumps into my mind, even though Nico said it. I'm going to echo him and say opportunity.
I'm going to say uplifting to describe like the sense of community that we have here.
Although Nico also stole my word, I would say passion, because every student on this campus is able to find their fit and find what they want to participate in, and they are able to enjoy.
Well, please join